Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. Just trying to sign in right fast. Hope you guys are ready to get this day started. I know I am. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all, my nose is itching. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. We're having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra JoJo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be here with me. I hope you, and today is Tuesday. Yesterday was a good show. Hope you watched the show. Yesterday we talked about let me tell you what's not hard. Making decisions are not hard. That's what we talked about yesterday. If that helped you, please let me know so I know that I'm not talking to myself, or that I know that it has helped someone. That is the whole point of the Fearless Morning Show, is to give you some information so maybe you can think differently than you did the day before, and hopefully, prayerfully, it will help you, give you some space and some time just to think something different just for a minute. So good morning. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel where they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. We do have a podcast wherever podcasts are found. We're on Apple, Android, everywhere there's podcasts, that's where you can find us. So make sure you do that. The name of the show is The Fearless Morning Show. Don't forget, we do have 5 books. So if you simply type in my name, you will find the books. You can go to Amazon and you can find the books there. So let's talk about just a few things before we get the morning started. Don't forget, the Sister Rise Retreat is coming up October 16th through the 18th in Savannah, Georgia. I'm only inviting 12 women, and the tickets are going. I'm so excited. The tickets are going pretty good. So make sure you grab your ticket. It is not what you think of as a retreat. Good morning. Thank you. I had to put on a little lipstick this morning to brighten myself up. So this retreat it's not going to be like a normal retreat. It's going to be totally different. So I want you to come with an open mind, and because we're going to be revitalizing individual sacred energy. That's what we're going to be doing. So come with an open mind. So all this week I've been sharing some stuff that has happened between April and June. So by now, you know I'm co-hosting a TV show. I'm excited about that. It's called Girls Talk Atlanta. And then I dropped the other announcement last night that I'll be, good morning, Miss Joe. So I'm excited. I've been a co-host of things before, but to be a co-host of a TV show, we'll be doing 20 episodes. I'm excited. The first one is tomorrow. We record the first one tomorrow. I got to do my hair. I hadn't thought about that. So recording the first one tomorrow. And then I announced yesterday that I have the opportunity to be on the OWN network. Yeah, I'm so excited. If you're a close friend, you may have known this since about April, because I couldn't tell anybody. And so I'm excited about that. And y'all, I truly, years ago, sent Oprah a copy of my book. I sent everybody, good morning, Keeper. I sent everybody a copy of my book in the hopes that they would read it and reach out to me. But Oprah never did. I sent it to Oprah Publishers. I stalked her editor of the book club. I did all the things. I didn't just send one copy. I sent multiple copies. And Oprah never reached back out to me. But that's okay. I'll take being on your network instead. I appreciate that. So I have another big announcement coming today. Because between April and June, y'all, a lot has happened. And some of it I could share and I could not. So I'm allowing myself the safe space to share my good news. And what I tell you guys all the time is the quotes that I tell you I live by. And one of those quotes is, you're absolutely qualified to be exceptional. And I have to remember that for myself. So don't forget to sign up for the Sister Rise Retreat. Thank you, Tiffany. bit.ly/Sister Rise if you are interested. And come with an open mind. All right, so let's get right into the fearless thought of the day. Let's go to the quote. The quote of the day. I heard this last night, and y'all, sometimes I do things, and people are like, Judge, you do too much. I have things playing in the background while I'm reading a book. I know. I mean, if it becomes too much where I can't comprehend one, I pause either the book reading and or what I'm listening to. But I heard this in a recording last night. It says, Kiva, did I say good morning to you? I can't remember. Good morning, Kiva. I said, I've heard this yesterday. If you don't fail, you never tried. And that's by Denzel Washington. He says it a lot better than I do when I say, but did you try though? He says it better than I do. But did you die though? He says it way better. If you don't fail, you never tried. And that's by Denzel Washington. Meaning, again, you cannot say that you failed at something when you never tried at a thing. I will probably say, but did you die though? But did you try? But Denzel, in his eloquent words, says, if you don't fail, you never try. And I had to stop looking at things as I failed at them. I had to look at it as, at least I tried. Okay, keeper, I had to remember. Y'all, my birthday's coming up, and my birthday's June 29th. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for my birthday, so y'all got any suggestions, since we are now quarantined and, things are limited, so I need to find something fun to do for my birthday. So if you don't fail, you never tried, and that's by Denzel Washington. Can we try today? Can we do one thing? Like, can we just try today? All right, so the fearless thought of the day is tolerating you. Y'all, can we talk about tolerating yourself? Like how you aggravate you? Can we talk about that? So in the tolerating of you, I just want to I want to share a few ideas, and hopefully this will help someone, because confessions and conversations from JoJo, these are things that I have walked myself through, or things I've thought about, and I had to talk it out. And listen, it doesn't have to be, let me sit down and have a deep conversation with myself. No, it's simply, JoJo, what do you think about? Is that real? What do you think about that? Is that so? What do you think about that? And I've learned, remember we talked a long time ago about having the right conversation with yourself, that when I have the right conversation with myself, I'm now open to receive the answer that I'm searching for. So the thought of the day is tolerating you. I know, Miss Joe, I wish I could come visit you. If I could come there, honey, please understand, I would be on the first thing smoking. I for sure. So here's some things that I want you to understand, that when you begin to change, what's going to tend is the seed of change. Okay? I don't know what happened to you other guys. Hopefully you're back now. So if discontent is the seed of change, we need to look at how we define our life. What is our life defined by? What makes us angry? And what are we going to do about it? So if discontent is the seed of change, then can we look at it the other way? Because a lot of people say, I hate my life. But your life is defined by what you hate. Your life is defined by what you hate. If you hate to go to work, your life is defined by that. Everything revolves around that. Now, I know that's a different way of looking at it, but keep an open mind, okay? Keep an open mind. Your life is defined by what you hate. If you hate your friendships, you hate your relationships, you hate your job, you hate where you live, my friend, that becomes the center of your attention and your focus, and you begin to define your life around the thing that you hate. Now, that can either be good or bad. That's up to you. Because if you hate it so much, which comes into tolerating you, that you become angry, that you now decide to do something about it, now you're able to redefine what you don't like. Whatever you don't hate, you allow. And whatever you tolerate, you will never change. And whatever you allow, you will never change. When I learned those lessons, boo, when I learned the lessons that I don't have to put up with this thing here, when I learned that lesson first, then what I tolerated became different. Then who I was I became more defined in who I was, right? Let me get this going one more time, y'all, so I can't see you guys' comments. I don't have to. So it is defined by what we hate. So discontent is the seed of change. Your life is defined by what you hate. You have to become angry with who you are in order to do something about it. Whatever you don't hate, you allow. And this is the wonderful thing that I found out, is that we decide our habits and our habits decide our future. We decide our habits and our habits decide our future. That means if we habitually do the same thing, all of this kind of flows together. If we continue to do the same thing over and over that we hate, that decides our future. Our habits, what we do every day, decides our future. What is constant is what is true. What is consistent is what is true. So if you consistently hate a thing and it begins to define your life in such a way that you can't think of anything else, you are creating that for your future. I want us to understand the power of your mind, your superpower, that what you consistently think about is what is going to consistently show up, because your mind assumes that's what you need and that's what you want. So until you get angry and you can't tolerate yourself no more, meaning, I remember after I had Courtney, I didn't lose any. I was in no hurry to lose any weight. I was in a size 18 after I had Courtney. I went from a size 7 to an 18 after I had Courtney. I was 22 years old. You think these cheeks fat now? Boo, they was up to here in college. And after I had Rosie, I gained some weight. But I had life things happening, right? I had life things happening. And it wasn't important. I was just trying to survive. And one day, here's the tolerating of you when you get angry. One day I put on a white t-shirt, right? I just put on a t-shirt because the girls want to ride their bicycles. So I was just going to let them ride them in the driveway. But I put on a t-shirt. And y'all, when I put on the t-shirt, I had like 3 rolls up under the t-shirt. And I got so mad instantaneously at myself, I started to cry. I was like, JoJo, what the hell is this? And myself said, well, you ain't been paying attention to what you eating, so there it is. And I said back to myself, I don't like that. And then myself said, well, what you gonna do? Yes, I talked to myself, and so do you, if you honest with yourself. That second, as I put on my shoes to take the girls to ride the bike in the front yard, I realized I had a whole huge backyard that was fenced in. And guess what I did? I ran that fenced in backyard until I darn near passed out. I don't recommend that. But I'm saying discontent is the seed of change. And when you get angry enough and you get sick of tolerating yourself, when you get to that point, your change is going to be immediate, because you need to see something. Yourself is going to require an instant movement. So I pushed the girls on their bicycle. I chased them. I ran that circle. I came in. I took a shower. And please understand, I was still making $12.26 an hour. There was only so much I could do. I got dressed, took a shower, got dressed. I went to the closest Dollar Tree. And I bought these things. I bought a CD. I bought a jump rope. And I bought some 2-pound weights, because that's all they had. And y'all, I watched that video every morning and I watched it every night. And I worked out religiously every morning and every night. Yes, I was in school. Yep, lights might have been off, power was off, but that was not changing. I was determined that was not going to be what I hated about myself. And that was my journey to losing weight and getting fit. that way. And what I found was it doesn't matter. Some of us want it to be so. I changed to be pretty, and I changed to be roses and flowers and how it's going to look, when all it really takes, boo, is for you to do the thing. That's all it takes. Discontent is the seed of change. When are you going to get sick of tolerating you? That's my question. So when I got sick of tolerating me and complaining about the shirts I couldn't wear because my stomach was in the way and they cost more, then I did something about it. I ain't saying it was easy. No to the ma'am. But oh, when I tell you I like the results. Oh, yes. I absolutely love those. So when do you get sick of tolerating you? At what point do you check yourself and say, this not what we fixing to do? So your life is defined by what you hate. Your life is defined by what you hate. You have to become angry with who you are and then decide what you're going to do. Whatever you don't hate, you allow. And whatever you tolerate, you will never change. And whatever you allow, you will never change. Our habits decide our future. And y'all, it is a simple trick of the mind. I ain't going to say a trick of the mind. It is being consciously aware of what you're saying and what you're thinking. So on this journey for this year, from the end of October up until now, I have had to be intentional about my thought process in what I said I could and could not do. Like y'all know, I wanted to open up a bookstore. I've been talking about it since last year. And here's another example of tolerating myself. Well, Jojo, you keep talking about it, but the small steps that you are making, I had to check myself. Like when I made this statement, I want to open up a bookstore, I did some research, and the same day I said it, the next day a lady reached out to me and she said, hey, I'm selling my bookstore. I was like, what? Look at God. But I didn't move the next day on that thought because one, I was scared. Two, I was afraid that I was actually going to get a bookstore and I was going to have to figure out how to run, and I didn't know that, and I didn't know the answers. Remember, we talked about that yesterday, that some of us don't make a decision because we can't see the answer. That's because you got to make the decision first, Jojo, and then the answer going to come. Because if you can't make the decision, you don't know that you're committed. That's why you ain't made a decision. You ain't convinced yourself that you committed to do what you said you wanted to do. Ting, ting, ting. Oh, you want to open up a bookstore? This lady is selling you her bookstore. She 20 minutes down the street. Go see her. I didn't. She called me, emailed me. I didn't call her back. And I had to check myself. You said, ain't that what you said you wanted? Mm-hmm. So what happened? Oh, I said it, but I hadn't. I said it, but I didn't. So when you get sick of tolerating yourself, and 9 times out of 10, we are holding ourselves back from ourselves. So I was the hindrance to me. Right? Where's that quote from? It's been 2 weeks ago, but hold on, I got it right here. Because this was true for me all day long. Because you have hindered yourself first, you cannot comprehend the blessing second. I hindered myself first, so I couldn't see the blessing. So then in this new thought process, and y'all, this is a learning, growing process that will change, that you will learn and grow every day. When you reach a plateau, it doesn't mean that you stop. It means now that your mind is able to comprehend more of what you need to do, is able to comprehend more of how you need to go. And then when you allow yourself the freedom to think that way, the more the direction and the answers come. Okay, the more they'll come. And so now, y'all, when I talked about the bookstore, a guy, and I'm guessing it's a guy, I'm not sure because the name is a unisex name. Someone I never knew that watched even the show reached out to me and said, I watched your show. I heard you talk about a bookstore. Here's a name that I think fits perfect. I adore the name that this person gave me. Absolutely adore. And then I was like, okay, when you get sick of tolerating yourself and you call yourself to the line and you're talking about doing different habits and different thought processes, different answers come in different ways. You can't limit, JoJo, you can't limit yourself to receiving the answer the way you think it should come. It's never going to come that way. It's never going to come. It just ain't going to happen. So when do you get sick of tolerating yourself? Then you allow space for yourself to think differently, which was yesterday. It ain't that the decision is hard. That's not the hard part. Doing the work may be the hard part because you don't want to do the work. I'm a firm believer that some of us, we don't want to do the thing because we don't want to do the work associated with it. And as long as I can complain, as long as I can complain about what I hate, as long as I can complain about what I don't like, as long as I complain about how people do me, how my mama do me, how they do this, how they do that, the longer I can do that, the longer it takes for me to take responsibility for me taking an action to do something about it. So as long as I can complain, as long as I can be upset and angry and hold on to it, then that takes away the responsibility of JoJo to do something about it. I'm a firm believer that's why we don't forgive people. We don't forgive people who have hurt us, who've talked about us, who broke our heart. We don't forgive them because we don't want them to forget what they did. We don't want to forget what they did. And that's taking up so much space inside of you that you won't allow yourself to try anything. You won't allow yourself to fail. You won't even allow yourself to grow. You won't allow yourself to think a different thought. Period. If you don't fail, you never try. And that's by Denzel Washington. But did you try, though? And when you tried, but did you die, though? So y'all know my 3 things. We talked about that yesterday. What kept me together when I thought I was losing it? I didn't die. 1. I'm on this side of the living, as my grandpa say. So that means there's more to do. And 3, you got to do something about it. I am the only obstacle between here and what I see. My mind is the only obstacle. So my mind, if I think a wonderful thought, right? And the only thing that stops that thought from being had or me seeing that thought is the action part of me. So when I learned this lesson and in tolerating me, I learned that there was no external forces holding JoJo back. There was no external forces saying, JoJo, there was no person, place, or thing that was telling me I couldn't do something. I was telling me that I couldn't do something. And then when I told it to someone else, and you got to be careful who you tell it to, and they was like, girl, you right, you can't do that. You right, that's too much. You do too much. And I agreed with them and I didn't do the thing. We've got to be careful of, I call them the little, I hate the word little. And they are thought killers, dream killers. And I don't think they really do it on purpose. I think they do it because they cannot comprehend for themselves your thought process. And they can't comprehend for themselves their own reality could be different than what they see. So they will say little. JoJo, you still have that little morning show? Yeah. You still publishing those little books? We're 5 in now, thanks. Oh, you still doing that little thing? When anytime anybody attaches little to the front or the end of the thing that they're describing, they have taken away the importance of what you've done. They have taken away the value of what the hard work that you put in. And I begin to get angry. Like I don't say little, and I would get angry at people like, why did you say it was little? Like, what does that mean? And I'm a firm believer that your activity highlights their inactivity. And so because it highlights their inactivity, they may not like that. So if you get up every morning and you're dedicated to reading a book, right? And instead of talking on the phone, you read a book. Or in the evening, instead of watching your favorite TV show, you're going to invest in this. You're going to learn something different. Or you're going to take that quiet time. Remember engineering school 101 and the 3 things? And you're going to take your 15 minutes and go sit outside. And they don't understand that. Y'all, on this journey, discontent is the seed to change. But discontent for some people gives them all the fruit in the world that they need. Some people enjoy being angry, being upset. They enjoy that their life is defined by what they hate. So on this journey, as you begin, I want you to be, as you become aware of things and tolerating yourself. And when you get angry to the point where you say, I'm this here day, not one day, but this day, because we're celebrating day ones here. This is the day that I'm not going to tolerate this. This is what I want you to understand. I don't want to motivate you. I don't want to inspire you. I want you to be committed to a change that you want to see. Because see, anybody can motivate and inspire you. Your pastor does that, your mama. You can listen to Les Brown. You can listen to Lisa Nichols. You can listen to all the people in the world and they can inspire and motivate you. But as soon as you stop listening to them, your motivation is going to go away. Your excitement is going to go away because now you're back in your life, right? Now you're outside of the church. There's not the cymbals and the singing of the choir and the laying of the hands. None of that is present when you're by yourself. And this is where you learn to tolerate you. What are you going to tolerate? What are you going to do about it? So I don't want to be motivating. I don't want to be inspired. I want to give you a space where you can say, I'm going to be committed to this thing today. Because when all is said and done, it's you by yourself. Because at the end of when I hit end on the Fearless Morning Show, I'm stuck here with my notes and my thoughts. And I'm the one that's going to have to put into action the fruit that I want to see. I'm the one that's redefining my life. I'm the engineer of JoJo, right? And those are things that I've got to consistently work on. So that's why I want you to be intentional about what you're going to do. I don't want you to be motivated because that can go away. I want you to be to you that you're not going to tolerate this thing from yourself. Because anybody can say words that's going to make you feel good. That's evident. That's why you can stand up in church and clap and yes. That's why you can be deep fried in holy oil and roll around and walk out with the exact same problem that you came in with. It is because you were motivated and inspired, and that only lasts for a few minutes. You've got to be committed to this thing. Period. And if you're not committed to what you want to see and what you want to do, if you don't believe here, and the point of the Fearless Morning Show is just to give you a few minutes to say, okay, right here, JoJo, girl, this is your space to believe it and be committed to it. Because at the end of the day, what I understand is I'm still going to have to do the work. I can give you all the tools. I can tell you how to live past crazy. I can say these are things that have helped me to not live in crazy anymore. But until you become committed to the thing. I was inspired by plenty of people. I've been inspired by many people. They have motivated me to do a lot of things. But until I became committed myself to do the thing, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter who motivated you and who inspired you to do a thing. That doesn't matter. Stephen King said it doesn't matter where you took a stand. The point is that you're still standing. So it doesn't matter who motivated you and what great words that they gave you to make you feel better. The point is when you're alone, when you're by yourself, are you going to do the thing? Are you going to be committed to the thing that you said that you were going to do? See, discontent is the seed of change. So until you become angry or upset enough to do something about it, then will you? That's the question. Whatever you don't hate, you allow. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. And whatever you allow, you will never change. Your habits decide your future. Your habits decide your future. Whatever you decide is what is going to give you your future. If you decide today that just for 2 seconds, I'm going to think this thought, that is going to decide your future. If you decide today, I can't do this, JoJo, like you don't understand, it's hard for real. Like it ain't like your hard, like you different than me. I can't do what you did, boo. Let me tell you what JoJo ain't done. I haven't done anything no different than anybody else. I'm JoJo from Far City. I worked at McDonald's my entire life. 14 to 22 is where you could find me at McDonald's on weekdays and weekends. There is no difference. And let's take it bare basis. There's no difference between me and you and anybody else. TDJ says that there's a poem his mother read him that helped him in his life. And it said, you are all that the greatest that men have had. 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 feet. You have everything that any great person in this world has had. It is your intent that makes you different. It is your commitment that makes you different. So when you get to the point, because the fearless star of the day is tolerating you, if you can't even tolerate yourself, if you're not understanding how you continue to not like this part about you, and if discontent is the seed of change, what are you upset and angry enough about to do something about it today? I don't want you to be inspired. I don't want you to be motivated. I want you to be committed to that thing. Because at the end of the day, Jojo, what I can't do is come to your house and say, hey, Joe, you said this thing. Did you commit to that? I can't do that. What I can do is give you the steps so that as you're on this journey, because that's the point of being my sister's keeper. The only live past crazy specialist is to leave clues that I learned the hard way. So you do not have to. You don't want to learn like I learned. I promise you don't. But as my daddy say, a hard head make a soft behind. And some people don't want to work in a pie eating factory. It took me forever to learn what he meant by that. And it simply means some people love to hear the knowledge, but they don't want to apply the knowledge. It means they want to hear the words, and that's all they want to do is hear them. They want the words to wash over them, not to seep inside. They want to see the words pass by their face, but they don't want to breathe in and listen to the words. And then you become an information hoarder. That means you know all the things. You know all the things to do, but you don't want to do all the things. You know all the things to do to make your life different, but you don't want to do all the things. That's because, back to yesterday, Jojo, but it's so hard. The decision is so hard. That's what's not hard. Making the decision is not hard. What is hard is you living and dealing with the ramifications of your now decision. Now listen, I'm not telling you that part is going. Can you, if anybody know me and you know my mama, can you imagine telling my mama, Sophronia, and all her grandeur, I lost my job, Mom. I got laid off. Lord, you got 2 kids. What you gonna do with I got enough money to pay the bills, for a little while. I think I'm gonna be okay. Jojo, you find a job yet? No, ma'am. Jojo, you find a job yet? No, ma'am. Jojo, what you doing? Oh, I'm going to the gym to work out. You ain't got no job and you paying the gym? And you, yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Now, Jojo, what is you going to do? You got 2 kids. What? You got rent and you got carpet. What are you going to do? I ain't figured that part out, Mom. Decision is not hard. It is the ramifications of the decision that make it hard. See, I made a decision. I was putting off telling my mama. Because here we go. I didn't want to hear her mouth. I didn't want to hear my family mouth. I didn't want to hear nothing they had to say. So I wasn't telling them my decision at all. And for me, I had to solidify my decision making first. So I dealt with, Jojo, what are you doing? Nothing. You ain't looking for a job? No, man. I was willing to deal with that as I was making my decision. Now, when I made my decision, it came time to tell my mama. Then I had to deal with the ramifications, and I'm still dealing with it, and it's been 10 years. Jojo, what are you doing now? Oh, I'm moving. Moving where? Do you know anybody there? No, ma'am. Do you have a place to stay? Well, so now you moving. You don't know nobody. You think you got a place to stay. You ain't got no job, but you got a condo full of furniture. Yes, ma'am. What you gonna do with that? Well, and y'all, this is what I did. I told people at my church, come to my house and take whatever you want. When I saw people on the street, I said, I got an open house, you come get, and I allowed people to come take whatever they wanted out of my house. The closet, the shoes, the clothes. I had too much, I was ashamed. And I allowed them to take whatever they wanted. What they did not take, I stuck in a storage unit. What could not fit in, well, first I took my essentials that I needed, right? And I've put the rest in the storage. And I literally, if you would have seen my kids, Rosie's face was like this. Because there were, and I put pillows in between the boxes. I'm not even lying. And I boxed my children in. Courtney was in the front seat, and she had boxes. And y'all know I'm 5'2". At the time, Courtney was 12, and she was already like 5'6". I put them boxes under my baby leg, and she was like, I can't ride like this. I said, we got to go. That car was to the ground. I had so much stuff in it. And I hit the road. Ramifications of that decision, every hour. Where you at now? Now where you moving to? Now where you going? Now, Lord, JoJo, I dealt with those ramifications. And I knew that they were coming. But I knew in my decision-making process, I got sick of tolerating JoJo. I got sick of sitting in one place knowing that there was something different. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I knew it required an action of a thing. And when I did the action of the thing, y'all, then the answers became clear. Then I got more of what I needed. I couldn't get it, and I could not receive it sitting there. Discontent is the seed of change. Are you upset enough? Are you angry enough to do something about it? Are you tired of tolerating yourself? So yes, I moved. I moved in October 2010. I did not start working till January 2010. That allowed me to put the kids in school. I didn't know my way around. And sometimes I teach my girls to look at different as fun, as exciting. We knew nothing about the town. We knew nothing about nothing. So every day we got in the car after school, right? And I said, okay, I come to in our street. I say, which way, right or left? A kid would pick up a left or a right. We come to the next intersection, right or left. They pick a direction. We come to another intersection, right, left, or straight. They pick another decision. And y'all, this is seriously how I did it. Because I learned the major road that I lived off of, the major highway. I knew once I saw that sign, this is before, I didn't even have a GPS. I had a BlackBerry with the Google map in it. I knew that if I could just get back to the main street, I could find my house. I could find where we lived at. And so many a nights, y'all listen, you got to be dedicated, because the place I lived in, the air didn't work at the time. The heat show didn't work. But I was committed to this thing. I was committed to this here change. That's how I learned my way around. That's how it became an adventure. And I want to instill in my girls that when you make a decision, that's not the scary part. The decision part is easy. What we do after, you got to be willing to handle the ramifications after that. So for me, that meant I had to answer those questions every day. What did you find? I answered those questions every day. From October to January. Did you find a job yet? Did you find a job yet? JoJo, did you find a job yet? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Well, what are you doing? Watching TV. You don't need to be looking for a job. Yes, ma'am, I did. Are you committed to what you want to see? Are you angry enough? Discontent is the seed of change. And I found out that once I got mad enough about my situation, that I could do something about it. But that is totally up to you. So I don't want you to be excited, motivated, inspired. I'm glad that you are. But I want you to be committed. I want you to be committed to it. Your life is defined by what you hate. You have to become angry with who you are so that you can see something different. And I know that we decide our habits, and they decide our future. If your habit every day is to eat something that you know ain't no good for you, you're deciding your future. And another lesson I learned when it came to eating right is that I said, oh God, eating healthy is so expensive. Until my sister had a heart attack and died 3 times. And they brought her back. And the third time, they almost didn't bring my sister back. And the third time, they brought her back. And now her medicine, one medicine, is close to $250 for 1 month. And she has to pay that every month. And so when I put that in perspective, I can spend money on eating healthy, so I don't have to pay $250 a month for one medicine. I ain't counting the other 4-5 that she's on. So just imagine the amount of money she is spending on money that I spend less than on the food to eat healthy. What are you going to tolerate? Discontent is the seed of change. What is in the center that's going to make you so angry you're going to go from one to the other? We decide our habits. They decide our future. If what you're eating, if your bad money habits, your bad thinking habits, whatever they are, if they are not aligned with who you truly are, that's what your future is going to be. That's plain and simple. Period. So on this wonderful day, the Fearless Quote of the day is by Denzel Washington. If you don't fail, you never tried. You got to try something first. Please don't tell me you tried one time. I'm excited that you tried one time, but can we try again though? Can we try one more time? Because when you try the first time, you're kind of scared. You're kind of nervous. The first time never really works out well, you know. Can we try it again? Just one more time? Just for the day? Just in this second, this minute, can you be committed that you're going to try one more time? Like when the show ends, you're going to be like, JoJo, she's stupid. She's so crazy. But let me go ahead and try this. And you can do it to prove me wrong. I don't care. I'll take that. You can say it's my fault. I'll take that too. Just try it and see. Try it and see. You can't tell me it's nasty and you ain't never tasted it. That's a rule in my house. You can't tell me it's nasty and you ain't never tasted it. Period. You can't tell me it's hard and you ain't never tried. Do it 2 or 3 times, then come tell me it's hard. What is consistent is what is true. If you consistently tell yourself you cannot, you're absolutely right. If you consistently tell yourself you can, you're absolutely right. So on this wonderful day, I want to thank you for joining the Fearless Morning Show. If you don't fail, you never tried. Get tired of tolerating yourself. Get tired of that. And here's the thing, we mad at ourselves and we taking it out on everybody else. You yelling at the kids, you kicking the dog, you yelling at the cat. Your man can't do nothing right. Your mama on your nerves times 10,000. You hate your job. Boo. This what you mad at. You mad at what's in here. Discontent is the seed of change. When you gonna change though? So I could get mad at people all day about what happened, what they said, what they didn't do, what they didn't say. But what am I going to do about that? We decide our habits. They decide our future. Your life is defined by what you hate. You building a life around that. And you have to become angry with who you are to understand the change that you need to make. And be committed to it. I want you to be committed to it. So please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. Don't forget the Sister Rise Retreat, October the 16th through the 18th in Savannah, bit.ly/Sister Rise. If you want to learn more about what you can expect, I will be holding a series of classes. I think I'm going to do a Facebook group, a private Facebook group for that. So I'm working on that. And I will be giving some more big announcements today. If you missed the other two, I'm hosting a show in Atlanta, so I'll be traveling there. It's called Girls Talk Atlanta. We're doing 20 episodes. I'm excited. The first one is tomorrow, and I just now realized today that I might need to do my hair. I'm going to work on that sometime today. I'm going to get to that. And I had the opportunity to be on the OWN network. I'm glad I can finally share it with you guys because I couldn't before. And that's all I can tell you. So even though I sent Oprah my books and she ain't acknowledged that nail one of them, that's okay. I'll take being on her network. I will absolutely take that. So please make sure you share the show because I cannot do this by myself. I am my sister's keeper, but it takes all of my sisters to be my sister's keeper. So please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows. There is a podcast on your Apple, your Android, wherever you listen to. It's called The Live Past Crazy Show. There are 5 books. 3 are on Amazon. If you go to Amazon and type in my name, all 3 of the books will show up. The other 2 are on pre-order. And you can get those by sending me a message, and I will send you the link to purchase those. So I hope, oh, don't forget, I was in a movie. Y'all, I didn't realize David Banner, is that his name? Produced the movie I was in. I didn't know. So I had opportunity to be in one of his movies and be in a movie with Tommy Ford. The movie is called The Last Time. If you would like a copy of that, send me a message and I will have to order that for you. Or if you have Aspire, the channel Aspire, it comes on TV. And it's a wonderful feeling to see your names rolling in the credits. That's kind of cool. So on this lovely day, if you don't fail, you never tried. Are you tired of tolerating you? What are you going to do? Are you committed to that thing? Be committed, okay? That's all I'm saying. Don't be excited, inspired, because that will come the more you work on it. The more you commit, become committed to it. All the extra will come. Take away the excitement. Would you still, if the excitement of the moment was not here, would you still make that decision? If the answer is no, I don't want you to make that decision then, because you're not ready to. If the answer is yes, now you're in the right space to make that decision. Okay? Now you're in the right space. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. Please make sure you share the show. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's nothing after that. And I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.